everybody, and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode, what I would like to do is actually set up a horse stable. Seeing as we found some horses last time, I actually brought this fellow back over here, and I'll probably go back and get a few more once we have a horse stable going. Now, before we kind of get right into that, I want to talk about why I want to do the horse stable now based on what I said last episode. So, I do still want to do the base stuff, and the general consensus is that the base is also something that is very important, and I think something that people would like to see. But, really, all I need to do is get a horse stable set up, and then a rabbit hutch, which I'm going to build over here. And then I'm pretty much done with buildings and stuff like that for the village. We just need to then do the decorative stuff like this, and get some lamps in, and that type of stuff. So, I'd like to, at the very least, finish the horse stable, and possibly the rabbit hutch too, depending. And then from there, what we should be able to do is actually turn our attentions to the base and things like that. So, if we're going to build a horse stable, I actually have gathered a bunch of supplies together. I want to kind of do, not a full-blown automated solution or anything, but I would like this idea where I can have my horses up here, and I can kind of, maybe, if we orientate it this way, bring the horse in, park it, get off, walk out, and then go do whatever I want to do with the village, trade in, or go home or whatever. And then when I want to come and get my horse, kind of walk into the stable, pick him up, and then leave again, and kind of keep them penned in like that. Now, we don't have a whole heck of a lot of room here, which kind of is a little bit difficult to work with, I guess, is the best way to put it. As I say, we don't have a whole ton of room. I do have some supplies to help me do that. I'm going to use tripwire hooks, I think, to do some sort of redstone thing. I kind of seen something like this a while ago that Etho did in his Let's Play series that I kind of like and would work here. So I think I'm going to borrow that for the time being. Although, we're kind of thinking about that, I would need to make a system that gives me a one-tick pulse, and I think I can do that. I would need gravel or sand, though, because I don't have any slime balls to make a sticky piston. So, I'm going to have to grab some gravel or sand. I think I have some of that. I've got wood. I don't have any cobble either, so I'm going to have to pick some of that up. Let me see here. Do I have anything in here? I have gravel. And I have cobble too, so we're okay. So let's try and get something going here then for this horse stable. The first thing we're going to have to do, without question, is get rid of this farm that is currently here. It's no good where it is. And I've never really used horses a great deal, but kind of my plan with it is to maybe later down the road get some sort of horse breeding project going and get some good horses. They're kind of handy for travel. I've just never really looked into it too much, but it seems kind of fun and kind of related to what we're doing here too, so I'm going to try and take advantage of that if I possibly can. So let's get rid of this old farm that is here first. Shouldn't take too much to get rid of. And I have a crafting table, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and get that down and make a new shovel before I do anything else here. In fact, I'll make 2 new shovels, just so I don't have the sticks lying around. There we go. And I guess we'll get a bunch of extra potatoes as a reward, I don't know. A consolation prize, maybe. So, here we go, let's get rid of all of this. Excellent, so we got rid of all of that. I don't have a chest right now. There is one over here, though, that I could use. Throw the potatoes up in there. And I've got some emeralds with me to do some trading here. I want to try and get some glowstone if I can from the priest, wherever he's at. Alright, so let's see how we could design this then. I kind of want to... That's probably... This window is probably going to get removed because of how tight it's going to be. I don't need a lot of room for this horse stable, per se. It's kind of small and compact. So, the stalls only need to be kind of too wide. I think. So we could get 3 in there comfortably, 3 horses. And that's not too bad. It could be better, but we don't have a whole heck of a lot of room without me having to majorly rework things around here. And I don't see myself using horses a whole lot, but it would be nice, you know, maybe to put our 3 best horses in this stable, and then kind of have a breeding project somewhere else, maybe out here somewhere, or maybe just somewhere else entirely. We'll see. But for now, let's see if we can create something based on this then. So, actually, I want to kind of move this a little bit, because I want to kind of stick to the theme that we started with the barn over there. That would now leave us with enough room for, well, that needs to move again if we're going to do it this way. There's 1 stable. Might move this a block forward. And I would still want this here in the middle, I think. We would want blocks there. So it's actually only going to be 2. It's okay, I guess. It's not great, but it is enough. I mean, maybe I could sort of double it up and have 2 over here, but I think that might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves at this point. So let's kind of lay out this here. So we have our entrance, and I wanted to try this too. Replace the dirt in here with these hay bale blocks. See what that looks like, and it looks pretty good, I think. And let me see here. You know what? I am going to need sticky pistons. I've just remembered. I will want a sticky piston for here, which kind of stinks because I don't have any slime balls. I might have to go looking for some. It shouldn't be too hard to find though. But basically, I'll try and see. Yeah, I would need a sticky piston for sure to bring the block back. Oh well, what we can do is we can get this set up and then I'll add the sticky piston later. So, let's see. Not yet, guy. I would want something a little bit like this. We want to make it 3 high, because we also don't want to encroach in our headroom. And I'm going to make myself some trip wires. You keep an eye on him, guy, okay? And thank you. How do these go again? I always forget. There we go. I'm only going to need 4, so I'm going to essentially do this. And then here, we're actually going to take advantage of this central piece and do that so that we have enough room to connect that. And we'll have to do the same over here, so I'm actually going to have to move this up 1. And I said I was going to move it a block forward too, didn't I? So let's do that. Really disorganized. I apologize. Let's do this here. And break this down again. This should actually be really functional though when it's done. Let's tear this up. But the idea is we're going to use strip wires here and see what we can do. Fill that in. And maybe we'll build 1 and then I'll just do the rest off camera. We'll see. So if we bring this forward like that, and then we're going to need this. It is going to stick out a little bit again right here, so we may have to do something about that. Possibly I could do this. Something like that maybe, and then just make it continue and sort of put it back on it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like bring up a post maybe here. And then this would form the back of the stable. Something like that maybe. This is actually becoming a reasonably sized building without me really intended it to be. Oops. So let's move this a block forward. Give me these back. So instead we will want our thing there, our little inset. And I'll get the tripwires back up. And need some string. There we go. And this will need to move, whoops, a block forward. I'm going to leave that one blank now because that's where the piston will go. Put some dirt back there. And I'll build the wall up. Tear this down. Now we're going to have to add some redstone. So the redstone will go right here in this corner, like that. And then what we'll need is we'll need a piston right here, a regular piston, which I'm going to go ahead and make. So redstone, iron, the other way around. And if I put these together, I'll get a piston. And then I will be able to put a gravel block on that, and basically that will activate the piston. And then on the other side I'm gonna make a repeater, and that will create a 1-tick pulse, and that 1-tick pulse will enable us to use a sticky piston, and it basically behaves a bit like a T flip-flop, if you've ever seen those before, where basically it only activates one way. So the piston will either push the block or it will retract the block. It will never do both in one action, which is actually really handy. So I'm going to try and run this down the back if I can, and then we would want a block like that. I would need to get in here to where the piston would be, which is actually going to be there. So if we think about this, the piston would need to be there, and we would want to power that. So I'm going to use redstone in here, and then connect it up to where this repeater is, like that. And it will just basically create a 1-tick pulse. There we go. You might be able to use a regular piston without a block, but it would look pretty ugly, I'd have to say. And that shouldn't cut the wire, I don't think. Did it cut the wire? No. So I can kind of clean all this up. Oh, yeah, I didn't really think about that, did I? Eek, yuck. That's kind of blur where it is, isn't it? I mean, I guess I could cover it up with a post. Yeah, I think that's the best we're going to be able to do, is kind of cover it up with a post like that. Even the redstone's still going to be here though, isn't it? I didn't think about that. I could possibly move it to this side and it would still work just fine. I'm just conscious of room more than anything. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get a little bit of work done on this off camera, and then we'll be back when I've made some more progress. So I will be back in a sec. Well, to my dismay, I went out to hunt slimes in the swamp biome here, which is north of my base, and no slime balls. I didn't see a single slime all night, which kind of throws a wrench into my plans, because without slime balls I can't finish it, and I don't know of anywhere underground that I can get slime balls from. So I'm gonna take a look as a last resort just around the underground part of my base, just to see if I can happen upon a slime chunk. But if I can't, then that sucks, and we can't finish the project today until I find some slime balls, and I'll just have to keep coming over here and keep waiting until I see a slime to finish it, basically. And I'm getting close to being out of time to record this episode, so I'm hoping that I can finish it up by finding some slimes elsewhere. On the bright side, as you can see, there's some horses here near this village, and this actually isn't all that far away from our other village where we are residing currently. So, oh, and yeah, this is why I remember I didn't use these, because of the annoyance in water. And then when you get on him, he goes the opposite way. I don't know why that, if that's a bug or just the way he's facing that does that. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's kind of unpleasant, to be honest. I was hoping to just so happen to look out upon some slimes, but no, not today. I know that it's based on moon phases now, but it was halfway. But I guess that's what biome is, also fairly small, so it would have been difficult to have gotten one. I'd have to be kind of lucky. Doesn't make it any less unpleasant though. It has to be honest about that. So I guess what we'll have to do is, as I say, I'll double check around the base, but I thought I would have seen a slime by now if I had been in an area where there is a slime chunk. And I don't think I remember hearing slimes either, so yeah, I'm gonna have to look over my supplies. I tell you what it is, it's because I got used to having a stock of slime balls for so long at the lab, and even before that at the fort. Ooh, nearly had a nasty accident there. So I've always had a constant supply of slime balls wherever I've been. This is kind of the first base that I've been at that I've not even seen any slimes yet. So I just automatically assume, oh, I can make a sticky piston, when in reality I actually can't, because I don't have those supplies anymore. So I don't know really where to look either. I guess I'm just gonna have to try and scavenge a little bit if I can. And this is where the terrain gets a little bit rough. I have to kind of divert around this. So yeah, I'm kind of sad about that, but we'll find some slimes eventually, I'm sure of that. But this is why I didn't build a blaze farm. And I'm kind of glad that I've done a small project like the horse stable first, because if I had just gone ahead and got everything together for something like the blaze farm, and then couldn't find any slimes anywhere, that would really suck. So whenever I find the slimes for the horse stable project, I'm probably also gonna find it for the blaze farm as well. I'm actually just about back home, I think, now. Just up ahead here is our village. So I'm going to take a look around the underground part of the base, and if I can't find any slimes, then we're probably just going to have to give this up for today and maybe work on something else for the rest of the episode. We'll see. I might find some, hopefully at least. So let me go take a look here. Here we go. We got one. Phew. Okay, so this is a slime chunk. And I can't pick it up. Just enough. So there's part of a slime chunk here. This is the ravine that has the abandoned mine running through it. On the left side of my base, I believe. I have been everywhere for these guys, and I'm glad that we just got those two so that we could complete the project. I mean, this is the only place I know that I can get them consistently now. So yeah, that pretty much solves that one. Now what I've got to do is find my way out of here again. I just followed this, I think, through from the other ravine, because these two connect. This is the one that has the branch mine in it. And I think, yeah, I can get back through here. So now what I can do with these two slime balls is actually go ahead at long last and make my sticky pistons and get that project finished up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a look at it working. Okay, so all I'm doing now is I'm just kind of getting everything finished off for this project. I've gotten the function down. As I say, I'm just working on kind of cleaning it up now, making it look less of a mess. The only thing I've really got to figure out what to do with is this bit of redstone here. And I'm thinking I'm just going to cover it up by doing that, to be honest. I did something similar on this side. And then this pillar I don't want it to kind of be flush, because then it doesn't look right in combination with the rest of it, so I may have to do something about that. It is kind of tucked out of the way though, so maybe it won't be a big deal. We'll see. So let me just try and fill as much of this up as I can. So as you can see over here, we actually went up 5 blocks, which is what I've got here. And then we put the roof on. And that, I think, should be doable in this case too. Might be a little bit short on oak logs, so I'll have to see about that, but this should be doable. Gonna need to kind of just fill a lot of this in. It's gonna be pretty dim in there, so I'm gonna need to make sure, for sure, that I put some torches in there or something, prevent monsters from spawning and making a obnoxious racket all the time. I'm probably gonna have to do something about this here. I could bring a pillar down the side. Could even just do 2 pillars like that and sort of form a corner. My inventory is just all over the place, you'll have to forgive me. So how are we looking here? I'm probably going to want to do something similar lighting wise to what I did over there, just to keep the theme consistent. Don't really have a whole heck of a lot of room. This is the front. Probably going to have some redstone lamps maybe down here, possibly. We'll have to see what works, because I don't have a whole heck of a lot of room now to really play with. Get rid of this. If I was to do the post here, this house may need to just be completely teared out, to be honest, because it might even actually be sort of attached. I might make this kind of an attached house to this at some point. But yeah, this, like, to hide that would be quite the task. And make it look good as well. That's pretty much odds on impossible, I think, to be honest. So let's put this in. And then I'm just going to try and work on finishing up the roof. I'll probably do some tidying off camera and just make sure everything's well lit and there's no mobs spawning, that type of stuff. For now, I just want to actually get this up and running. I'll probably come back in here with some slabs or something later. We'll see. Convert those. And we'll fill in all of this. There we go. I'll throw in some torchlight. Why not? Gotta make sure the roof is well lit as much as I can. Probably actually do something like that. Kind of want my torches to be hidden, like on the roof of the barn there, so let's move all this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that like that. And I think all of this should actually be well lit enough so that we won't have monster spawns. Let's tear this dirt down. Oop. Still got some cleaning up to do around the front here. Could do that. The actual stalls themselves are nice and polished on the inside. Throw in some torchlight in there for now until I get some proper lighting in place. Tear down that workbench. Along the back is okay. Probably going to add some decoration of some sort in here. Maybe some lights, that type of thing, just to clean it up a little bit. And what's the halfway point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is really no middle point, is there? No. So what I'm actually going to do is leave a gap of 3, like this, because that still leaves me some room to do something like that. And then we'll do this here too. There we go. This should be plenty bright enough back here. And I'll have to keep it consistent and do this as well. There we go. I'll actually probably take a peek in here and see what it's looking like lighting wise. Not too bad actually. I thought it would be worse than that. Oh, we can't put a torch there. But I can put one there. And the pistons have got room to move, so it's not going to raise the roof up randomly. Excellent, so probably move that just out the front. There we go. Just kind of doing these little tweaks here and there just to kind of make it look nice. That's pretty dim in there. That's exactly the spot a zombie would spawn in, and I would not see it, and then he would come and wipe out my entire village, and I would be very, very sad about that. I want to keep picking up these planks for sure. There we go. So, horse stable is pretty much done. I'm pretty happy with it actually too. Obviously I'll have to do a little bit of decorative work off camera, but it's just how it goes, I guess, sometimes. And I apologise if this attempt a little bit hasty, but I've really wanted to get this done. There we go, just throw up some torchlight there. Alright, so this is pretty much it now. I'll probably fill these in with some road materials and that type of thing. And I'm not sure still what I'm going to do with this whole piece here yet. And this house. This house may get bulldozed out of the way, and I may attach something to it. I may not. I may put a farm down here. Like one of the regular farms, not one of these. But at the moment it's kind of in the way, and it's making this whole area look ugly. Even though I'm not going to be in that area a lot, I still want to kind of make it look pretty if I can. Whoops, just trying to eat food and not turn my lights off. So, yeah, and this here, it's all kind of a mess, so I may have to tear that out, we'll see. But now, wherever my horse is, I can actually show you how this works. It's over here. I don't have any leads, so I couldn't tie him to anything. Because I don't have any slime balls. I'm back to not having any slime balls. So, we have a horse here. I put him in, I get off, and I walk out. As you can see, he's kind of parked in there. I'm actually probably going to change that in favour of a cobble block, just for consistency. Then if I want to get on him and ride, as you can see, I just trip the tripwire, and then I can go out and have my adventure. So, I'm probably going to go and get another horse as well for this stable. Probably see what the good ones are out that way near the swamp biome at some point, and then get another good one for here. Maybe I'll get one with a lot of health, see if I can do that. So that's pretty much the premise of it. It's not complex at all, it's just something that is kind of functional and looks nice as much as I can. So, as I say, there's still some work to be done, but it's actually certainly a lot better than it was. Certainly a lot better than that farm that was here previously. So yeah, I'm going to get to work in time for next episode, kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with this house. And also just kind of doing odds and ends here. Stuff like doing the lighting and that type of thing. And then maybe next episode we'll take a look at what I've done with this, and also, oh no, what's going on here? Where did they all come from? Holy cow, where did these all come from? Oh, my sword broke. Oh. Where did all these guys come from? Oh, this must be a zombie siege. Oh, no, you don't. Where are the iron golems? That's what I want to know. Where are they? All those guys. Yeah, there's no way this many zombies spawn from one dark spot that quickly. Oof. Okay. The iron golems, they're just chilling over here. They aren't bothered. Gosh, that was a close call. I think we'll be okay, providing all the villagers get into houses. You got a torch in here? Yeah. You guys really need to do a better job. If I'd have not been here, then we could have had some issues. I think it's probably because when I was working on the horse stable here, I was within 30 blocks of the center of the village, which is usually the well, I believe. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I think generally it's the well, so I was well within 30 blocks of that working over there, so that's why we have all these zombies spawning here and going after that librarian, but I think we're okay. I'm gonna need a new sword now, though. Yeah, I don't think we've got any zombie villagers here. I might give them some wheat and whatnot, just to see if I can get them to breed. We'll see, though. So, quite a climactic end to this episode. But I hope you've enjoyed it, nonetheless. And I hope to see you in the next one, when, as I say, we'll probably try and tackle that rabbit hutch. And maybe try and wrap this whole project up as well. See if we can get moving towards that. So, I will see you next time. And until then, see you later. And have a good day.